So today is 134 and our first full day in Queenstown, and the first thing we're doing is getting the hell out of Queenstown straight away because we're going to the Fiordland National Park to do the Routeburn Track.
Today we are showing you guys the best bits of the Routeburn Track. This morning we are waking up and having breakfast at Nomads Queenstown. This is gonna be our base for our time here in the adventure capital of New Zealand, and we picked Nomad Queenstown because it's located right in the city centre, which is making it super easy for us to go to all the awesome activities that we have planned, and on top of it, it's the only purposely built hostel in the area, making it perfect for any backpackers. And this is where we get picked up right in front of the door by the team from Guided Walks New Zealand, which are going to be taking us to explore the Routeburn Track today. This is one of the jewels of New Zealand and part of the 9 great walks that the country features.
We are meeting our guides today, Hugh and ML, who are taking us down the glorious Glenorchy Road between Queenstown and Glenorchy, which has been formed by glaciers over the years.
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard.
The road passed through really famous loitering location, and the drive itself takes us from Queenstown to the beginning of the Routeburn Track in only about an hour and a half. Usually the Routeburn Track is a multi-day hike, but because we challenge ourselves to do 365 activities in only 365 days, we're doing only a one-day section of it. Right out of the gate, Hugh is showcasing the incredible amount of knowledge that he has about the area. And one of his tricks to attract wildlife is amazing. He's using a little piece of foam and rub it against its watch, which mimics perfectly the noise of the fantail and really often attracts them because they're curious of one another. But since the fantails are a little bit shy today, Hugh is taking the time to show us a lot of stuff about all the plants in the area. But there is not just the fantail bird around, there is also heaps of other type of bird, and we actually get to meet one of the local residents.
Then right in front of us we see the South Island robin, which is really keen to check us out as well. It's really incredible how New Zealand birds are just really not afraid of humans, which gives us an epic chance to see them close up. The bird is super inquisitive and it even comes right up to our feet. But this is not the only bird we are on the lookout for today. ML is super keen to find a fantail today so she can tell us the Maori legends surrounding it. We have done a lot of amazing forest walks in New Zealand before just by ourselves, but walking with a guide is really making us appreciate the environment around us. Usually we just walk blindly through the forest, not knowing what the different plants are and what their uses are for them, but now we are learning so much that we're going to keep with us for the rest of this trip every time we're walking in a forest in New Zealand. For instance, Hugh is showing us plants that the Maori used to use to make rope because they're that strong, as well as showing us some really strange plants that apparently if you rub them they smell like farts. Also we see Hound's tongue, which actually is named because it does look like a hound's tongue.
The track is taking us all along the Routeburn River. We sometimes get some higher parts where we get a really cool view of the river below, and sometimes we are getting really low to the ground where we actually almost get to do some river crossing. It's really cool. There is obviously quite a few swing bridges along the way, as well as any New Zealand walk should feature at least 3 swing bridges. It seems to be the kind of rule here in New Zealand. The walk through this 130 million years old forest is absolutely astonishing. Aside from the path that we are walking on and a few string bridges, there is absolutely no sign of civilization. It really feels like we are walking back through time. This forest is absolutely untouched. But you and ML are capable of finding constant reminder of the human impact on our environment, and they find us a lot of signs of rats and possum which are now pests in the area and are endangering the local birds. And it's after about a 2-hour walk that we are finally reaching our halfway point where we're going to be stopping for lunch.
So we are sitting in front of an incredible $1 million view eating our $5 lunch. Well, I'm sure it wasn't exactly $5. It is a very good sandwich lunch of brie, chicken, cranberry and cookies included with this tour. And we are sitting in Hugh's secret spot for our lunch. In front of us we have these uninterrupted views of this gorgeous river valley with tussock plains. In the distance there's towering forested mountains peaked with snow. It's really hard to get us away from these views to make our way back along the Routeburn Track, but we do get there eventually.
We can really tell why this area of New Zealand has been given UNESCO World Protection. This means that this area is even more protected than the normal national park. The Mount Aspiring area and the Fiordland National Park, which are both coming together in this area, are forming one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life. The towering mountain give this absolutely epic scale to the area, and the thick rainforest put it back into perspective with a lot of teeny tiny details around the walk. It's absolutely mesmerizing. As mentioned previously, the Routeburn Track is part of the New Zealand Great Walks. It is a 32-kilometer walk that usually takes people 2 to 4 days to tackle.
Along the way, Hugh and ML are showing us some of the interesting geological features that have been left from the glaciers that once carved this area long ago. But we do start to get sidetracked somewhat by the native wildlife. Hugh has spotted for us a few riflemen, which are these tiny little native birds that look like little ping pong balls bouncing around in the trees. They are so cute. The riflemen are a bit more elusive than regular New Zealand birds though, so they do fly themselves away once they see us, and then we get back on our own way, crossing some awesome swing bridges, making our way through this dense forest, and then we meet another bird. We've just spotted another South Island robin that's come to say hello. It's bouncing about on the floor, but this does mean unfortunately we haven't seen any fantails. Nevertheless, ML does tell us the legend of the fantail, which is really cool. I really enjoy listening to the Maori legends.
But before long, we get sidetracked again. We are crossing the Routeburn River, and we're gonna be standing on top of one of the biggest rocks that we can find. It is probably the best picture opportunity we're gonna be getting today, because we're gonna be standing right in the middle of the Routeburn River Valley. How epic is that? But the sidetrack didn't take too long. We are making our way back in no time toward the official track, which is very well signposted. What would you do for a good Instagram post, eh?
As we're speeding up on the way to the end of the track, it's actually really impressive that ML and Hugh still have so much to tell us, despite us coming on the same route on the way here. For instance, ML is now telling us about the old Maori greenstone trails that used to pass through this area. When the Maori were searching for greenstone, they used this track here as a passage between greenstone areas on the west coast and then towards the middle of the South Island.
ML also spot one of the unusual plants of the area. It's the Hounds tongue plant, which basically looks and feels like a hound's tongue. And this leads us to the end of the track. As we're crossing the swing bridge that we actually used to enter the track, we are leaving the Fiordland National Park with stories and pictures all in our head. We really enjoy our time there, and it's such a paradise looking place that we can't wait to visit again soon.
Guards are gathering us lunch right now. They found a plant which is questionable, and they say the Frenchie is gonna eat it. So that's probably our last video.